Hey, it is Rick Kamla. It is the legendary Aaron Bruski. We are the Fantasy NBA today, aka Brew, the Blue Man Group. We're like those dudes out in Vegas, the Blue Man Group. We got the blue going on here.
I'm glad we coordinated for today's show. Not that the Blue Man Group is funny or anything. It's not just hilarious. It is. Hey, how you doing? It's good to see you.
Brew.
I'm sad, though. I'm a little sad.
Why?
It feels like it's like the last day of school or something. You know, like I'm not mentally checked out. I spent the entire weekend poring over waiver wire plays, but there's no more fab budget runs. Lineups, we've got like a couple more lineups to set, and that's it. And then it's off to playoffs, you know, which is great. I love the playoffs. I love betting the playoffs. I'm just a little sad.
Oh, that the fantasy season's coming to an end?
Yeah.
I understand. I am not sharing in that emotion right now, and I'll tell you why. I am the exact opposite. Now, next Monday at this time, you're in these roto leagues, these high stakes leagues. You got to play it all the way out to the end, and that's cool, and I wish you luck. Brew, I had one of the best fantasy seasons of my entire career this year. Yesterday, I brought home 4 championships. The week before, I brought home a championship in a cash league. I was in out of 7 or 8 leagues, something like that. And next year it'll be more. But I won 5 chips.
That's crazy, dude. Great job. I'm gonna quickly look and see what I don't even know what my situation is right now. It's pretty intense over here because the out of 12, I think it was 12 high stakes teams, NFC teams. Almost all of them are in the money or competing for the money. Pardon me. Let's see here. Where do we go? We got, 2 firsts, 3 seconds, 3 thirds, a fourth, 2 fifths, and a sixth. And the sixth actually has a shot at money. It's
nice.
Great. Yeah, no, I'm stoked. It's intense. I mean, I'm like on Sunday, I'm trying to tell my wife, I'm like, okay, I have no great excuse for saying what I'm saying right now, but I'm going to need to be in a dark place where nothing happens so I can just watch statistics pouring. It's intense.
And you can close the deal on these chips, man, and all that cash.
That's what this weekend was about. I had a great fab run. Just so many different permutations and things to consider, and each league is its own, dissertation of sorts. And you put that kind of work in all season, and you want to finish strong. Run through the finish line, pick your metaphor, and I was able to do that. I feel pretty good. It's just about pushing the right buttons the rest of the week now.
Good luck, my friend. Good luck. So we know that Passador beat Dr. A for the 30 Deep Championship. So an ethos guy is on top of the mountain over there. Love out to our guy Doc. He cannot stop talking about this league. Who talks about the league more, you or Doc or Passador? I mean, I talk about it a little bit, but every time I ask Doc how he's doing, he gives me his score update. And this is the regular season. It's February 10th. Like, dude, I don't care how your team, you know what I mean? But every time I ask him, like, how are you doing, dude? 30 deep. I'm down 4-5-1 this week every single time.
We all got the sickness to some degree. Doc's sickness is as sick as anybody I've ever met. It's great, and yours is too, sir. And and mine is really bad, really, really, really bad. And I mean that in a good way. It's a pleasure to be around, to be honest, because like we get into this for whatever reason, right? Like for me, I like to compete. I love sports. I love numbers, and all of it just kind of comes together. It's this beautiful thing. And I think that, there's very few things in life that generate that kind of joy. Not all of us have 200-person drum circles that we can go to and just to have this joyous experience all the time. I think fantasy does that for a lot of us. And it's good to see. And congrats to Mike Passador. He is as good as it gets in fantasy. He's won this thing 3 times now out of like 7 seasons. And the fact Doc was back-to-back, almost going back-to-back there, that's just an amazing achievement amongst this group. So congrats to Mike. Congrats to Doc. Congrats to you for pretty much dominating and then catching a bit of unluckiness there in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the weekly thing is keeping me from winning a chip. I had the best team. I got stuck with a couple of dead bodies as I went through the week and I lost. So, but won't belabor the point. Let's move on to must-add players from the weekend, Brew. And it's a lot of action. Huge day yesterday. We have the national championship game tonight. We have 2 games tonight, and I'm excited. Usually the NBA goes dark on Natty night, and I don't like that. I want a little NBA. Okay, we can watch both. But we got 2 games to cover, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Off the weekend, who are the must-add players for you?
Oh boy, we got so many, and I think this list is, these players that are the must-add pickups. I think this is actually kind of cool. A lot of times it's like really, really random, not good players, but we got a good mix of good players that are sort of earning it, and not just silly season heroes. There are a couple silly season heroes. Don't get me wrong, but let's start up at the top. Let's go Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome's been super quiet. The knee thing's been a bummer. Nobody knows if is it really bad? Is it rest? Is it, what is it? And so he gets back against the Kings. And the way that the local paper wrote it up is he was the best player on the court for Cleveland in his 20 minutes, and that's what he's been doing all season long. He's a real weapon. It's one of the better under the radar stories of the league. I don't know if he's in the race for most improved player, but he certainly should be. And he went for 20 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal. In the write-up in, I forget which Cleveland paper it was, they're just not a ton of concern about the knee. And it feels like the swelling went down, and now they're ready to go. So there's going to be some risk of rest here. You're going to get 4 games to play with. They've got a back-to-back on Thursday and Friday, Cleveland does. So you're going to have to try to suss that out. I just don't think a player like this can go ignored in a situation like this. Like, somebody in the league's got to get him. You might need to get him just to block him from your competition. There's a couple different angles there, but definitely give Ty Jerome a look. I got 10 more. I don't know how deep you want me to go, Rick. We're gonna keep going.
Let's play tennis. Let's go one for one
tennis
here. I want to give you all a Delano Banton.
Oh yeah,
Delano Banton helped me close the deal in the Cam Dynasty, winning that chip for the 2nd year in a row. Next year, I'll be going for the 3-peat. But I'm good with a repeat right now. Delano Banton, I picked him up, Brew, early last week, speculating that Anthony Simons is done for the year. Didn't know that. We still don't know that. He's questionable for all these games, but keeps getting ruled out with the forearm injury. And if it was an ankle, I might not have done it. I saw forearm, and I was like, if it is a forearm, they want to guard this, but that's not, I don't know. I got bad vibes on it, and I got really good Banton vibes because when Simons is out, Banton goes like this. And Banton on Sunday, 20 points, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 threes, 2 rebounds. It's not a Hall of Fame line, but it's darn good off the waiver wire. And Portland only has 3 games this week, so keep that in mind. But if Simons continues to miss games, maybe, Brew, he's only a streamer for people. Like, you want to pick up a 4-game guy and then you have him the whole run. But they're like, is a streamer, like, watch the Simon situation. But Delano Banton, look at his game log. He's been really, really good over the last week since Simons has been out.
He's not on my list. Jordan Goodwin and Banton are these Mr. April guys that they just are built for April, it feels. And Banton, I think we've all been waiting for Banton's season to hit. Well, Banton's season's here. And the 3 games is a bit of a bummer. I actually a few different players on Portland that aren't usually on fantasy teams. You look there, you like wishing they had that 4th game. Goodwin, I feel like I'm not recommending him here right now, but I feel like in the last 2 games of the season, we've been watching Jordan Goodwin get like 20 rebounds in a game or something. Huh. And silly season, it rocks. Let's get to New Orleans, where it's tempting to say Yves Missi. He's been pretty good lately, top 90 over the last couple of weeks, 12 and 11, and a little bit over a block. Okay, so great. But Carlo Makovic is doing more damage, and he's doing it in less minutes. He's doing top 60 damage in 20 minutes a game, 12 and a half points, almost a 3 a game, just over 5 boards, getting you a little bit of assists, 2.2 assists, 1.5 defensive stats, and great percentages. And Kelly Olynyk, I mean, they might run him out there, they might not, but it feels like Makovic is the one guy that they haven't really given the reins to yet. If he can get more minutes, he's got more opportunity there. At worst, he's doing really well with the minutes that he's getting and pretty available in a lot of fantasy leagues out there. So Carlo Matkovic is number 2 on my list.
Kevin Porter Jr., Brew. Doc Rivers finally came to his senses. Kevin Porter Jr. hit Doc Rivers upside the head with a frying pan on Saturday night. Off the bench, went 24, 12, and 8. Okay. Sunday, second of a back-to-back. Kevin Porter Jr. starts 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 3 threes, 34 minutes. So are we good here?
Oh, yeah.
Going back to Ryan Rollins. I'm like talking to Doc here because Kevin Porter Jr. should have been starting 2-3 weeks. When Dame went out, Kevin Porter Jr. should have been starting, but Doc was messing with him. And then, like, I had Kevin Porter Jr. Kevin Porter Jr., I told the story last week, helped me win the semifinal game in a cash league that I sealed the deal on this week. And I dropped KPJ. It was 4-game week, dropped him after the first 2 games. It was garbage, right? 17 points and nothing else and all this stuff because it was Ryan Rollins' job, right? Boom. Just as I make that decision, it's no longer Ryan Rollins' job. It's Kevin Porter Jr.'s job. And so that's a Doc Rivers thing. We just go with the decisions of these coaches. But now you got to go get Kevin Porter Jr. 4-game week for Milwaukee. He doesn't care about back-to-backs. He's psyched to play. And Brew, he's flirting with triple-doubles. Well, I don't want it. Saturday he did. Sunday, 28 and 4. So KPJ is a phenomenal pickup right now.
Yeah, he could easily be at the top of the list. It's a little bit of a risk. I mean, maybe Dame comes back, but the question is more, is Dame going to play in the first few games of the playoffs? Not, is Dame going to come back right now? And these blood clots are just tricky things. And so what are the underlying facts on the ground there? And teams are never putting out all the info right up front. You know, they'll put out a confident front and then back off when the news gets worse. So it's I think it's absolutely, you're absolutely right there with that. Let me flip us to Toronto, where Jacoby Walter's been tearing it up. Top 48 over the last 7 games, 13.6 points, 2.7 triples, over 4 boards, 3 assists, and 1.7 steals. They're messing with his minutes, so it might be going underneath the radar. He did his damage in the last game in something like 20 minutes a game. But he's got a lot of pop, just like Kevin Porter Jr. Like, we're talking about athleticism and the team probably wanting to figure out what they have with that. Could be a little bit of a zigzag with players coming in and out of the lineup for Toronto as they go down the stretch. Kind of curious what they're going to do with Scotty Barnes. If he punted on 65 games because he knows he's not going to get an All-NBA award, maybe he got some news there, because otherwise he's not pushing for those games right now, it feels like. And if he's out, that means there's more opportunity for everybody else. Jacoby Walter feels like a really safe bet the rest of the way. Toronto, 3 games, a little bit of a bummer there, but I could have easily had him above Matkovic even in this list.
Jacoby Walter has been a goody guy. I agree. Brew, who do I want to hit you with now? I want to hit you with KJ Simpson.
You stole him.
KJ,
you stole my guy
Simpson. Brew, I was in the cash league in Yahoo that I won this past week. The KPJ kept me alive in, and I got Jokic back and Jokic's stats. Wow. So Brew, it was heading into Friday. It was 5-4 me, but I had a 1 assist lead. 1. Every other category was set, right? I won, he won. So it's basically 4-4. The category that mattered was assists. I had 1 move left. So I dropped a 1-game guy on Saturday, picked up KJ Simpson because he had a Friday and Sunday game. And Friday's game, I think he had 3 assists. I was like, bro, what are you doing? He had 8 assists yesterday. 7 assists yesterday, 18, 3, and 7, 2 steals, 3 threes. That was a really good stat line for KJ Simpson. He's not usually that good, but it's a 4-game week for Charlotte. He's their starting point guard. The goodies are pretty good. Okay. Like KJ Simpson or Jared Butler. I go KJ Simpson because I'm still worried that Nick Nurse is going to send Butler to the bench for one of these games. Shed of Toronto or KJ Simpson. Quickly's playing one game, not playing the next, playing one, not playing the next. I just feel like KJ Simpson's starting, locked in at 30 minutes, pretty decent young player. I don't know. How would you stack that? You said you had Simpson on your list. So talk.
Yeah. No, I had Simpson. Like I didn't order my list here. I should have ordered it so you couldn't steal KJ Simpson from me in our ranks here. But I had the same kind of choice this weekend. I needed to pick up one of these dynamic, youngsters, and I ended up going with KJ Simpson largely because he was a little bit more efficient from the foul line. That was important to me. And the safety factor that you're talking about there's nobody else. It's him. That's it. And he's actually playing well, and they're enjoying that in Charlotte with him playing well, bringing that level of sanctity to that squad. So I think that he's just going to cruise for these last 4 games. They timed his 2-way deal also, by the way, to expire with the last game on the last game of the season. And that's a little bit of a tell here from Charlotte's point of view, that this is just, they got him locked in for the rest of the year, and you're going to get 4 games out of him, and it's going to be pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a top 50 week compared to everybody else in the NBA.
Nice. All right. So who else you got?
Yeah. As I zone out there for a quick second, let's go super kind of obvious here. Scottie Pippen Jr. Jaws in, jaws out, jaws in, jaws out. Like every time Ja Morant comes back into the game, it feels like the Scottie Pippen steam just kind of goes dry. And it really doesn't matter because Scottie Pippen Jr. has been a top 65 guy over the last 7 games, getting 24.5 minutes a game. All sorts of goodies in there. 14 points, 2 triples, 4 boards, 5 assists, and 2 combined defensive stats. Great percentages. I mean, he is doing great with or without Ja Morant on the floor. I feel like he's the type of player that goes under the radar a little bit anyway. And if Ja coming back into the lineup was to kick him down to the waiver wire, I think you got to go make that move right now. I'll double that up with Doc's guy, Davion Mitchell. Yeah. Davion Mitchell of the WAC fantasy starter program. I wanted to put him into the Hall of Fame already because he's been such a WAC fantasy guy, not getting any stats while getting the minutes for so long. Well, guess what? That's not happening. 13 points, 2.3 triples, 3 boards, 6.7 assists, and 1.8 steals in 35 minutes per game over the last 6 games, top 70 value. And they love him. And I think they like this style of play, and I think that they're just going to keep going, and maybe they rest him in the final game, but I don't really think he wants to rest, and I don't think they play like that. So I think you might get Davion Mitchell the rest of the way.
Oh, that's in cement. He's getting 30 to 35 minutes a night off that bench. This, Brew. You look at the game log, and basically, Spo starts, maybe first 5 minutes. Davion comes out there and plays largely the rest of the game. He's good to go. I agree with you there, Brew. Bub Carrington. I'm going to give you one. Did I steal another one of your guys? You
did. But I'm so happy for Bub after the year. He's had to struggle with all the veteran stuff and Washington doing Washington things. And just, I like the fact that he's doing well.
Yeah, so I'll tee you up with this. He played 41 minutes yesterday. Bub Carrington played 41 minutes. It's a 4-game week for Washington. They have no reason to sit him. They're going to play him, the whole way here. I think Bub's going to have a big week, and he had a big week last week.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's efficient too. That's the thing that Carrington, the knock on him, and his season-long numbers show that. I mean, he's not going to be efficient the entire time, but I wonder, as we look into kind of future seasons, how bad did Kyle Kuzma hurt him? How bad did just the general Washingtonness, there's not a flowiness to that offense. And, Carrington's a guy that, if he could shoot 45%, then I think the fact that he doesn't get you defensive stats consistently, I think that becomes a lot more palatable, especially in Roto League. So way to go, Bub Carrington. Shout out Justin Champagny for kind of righting the ship there. We'll be watching for Tristan Vucevic's knee reports really closely because that kind of finishes the triangle there from fantasy. Yes, Vucevic, Andre Vucevic finishes the triumvirate of fantasy pickups there in Washington. Let's go some beef stew. He seems to be trending these days. Beef stew. I'm a little concerned he needs one more technical foul to get a 1-game suspension. Come on, man. And I actually fade him a little bit because I'm like, I don't think this guy knows how to stop doing what he's doing. So when he comes through with that elbow, and they go, that rises to the threshold of a technical, it's like, yeah, there's my game. He's got 4 games this week scheduled. And Jalen Duren's just iffy right now. He's been an injury guy for his early career. If he doesn't, doesn't sit games, and I kind of think he'll play tonight against the Kings, Jalen Duren. I kind of think this is a get-right game for Detroit, by the way. They even when that's happening, Isaiah Stewart's going to get you a couple blocks. He'll probably get you a steal, some low-level points and rebounds, super sleek, efficient stuff. Like, you're not going to pick up Isaiah Stewart if you don't need help in blocks and field goal percentage and such. But he had a monster game in his last one. It was 5 defensive stats, and I forget what the rest of the stat line was. I'm pretty sure it was just a double-double with a bunch of goodies. But, like, no Duren. If he gets action with no Duren in this 4-game week, you're going to get the baseline kind of top 150 value, but then it's going to shoot up into that top 50 range. So this is an upside play. You're kind of playing a little bit of the what-if game with it, but Isaiah Stewart on the list.
I'm going to go with because I want to bring this guy up. Jonathan Mogbo, your guy.
Oh, yeah. Mobo.
Sunday, 17, 11, and 7, 2 blocks, 2 steals. So it's just Mobo. The G is silent. I did not know that. I do now. Mobo.
Yeah.
Is he a thing? Do we trust this with the ins and the outs of the Pirtles and the Quickleys and the Ochai Agbajis?
He's vexing because sometimes he hides from stats, and it's so weird. And I've seen players like that. I remember Jokic used to hide from stats a little bit back in his rookie season. There's a mentality that players have. It's like, I better not take that rebound because that's his rebound, or I better not go for that block because if I go for that block, I'm going to get yanked. It's a weird thing, but then he just pops off with numbers every once in a while. And from a body perspective and just what he's able to do defensively, I think he's got as much upside as any young player in the league. I'm with you on that. The schedule kind of made me fade him with the 3 games, but it wouldn't be shocking if he had really good lines each of the last 3 games this season.
Did you just hear that?
No, what was it?
It sounded like an airplane was about to land on top of the apartment building I'm in right now. That was very, very strange. Brew, there's a couple of bulls, and I'll merge them together here. I think Kevin Herter and Matas Buzelis are pretty attractive pickups right now. Chicago's got a 4-game week. On Sunday, I mean, these lines aren't great, okay? But Herter had 13 points, 3 assists, a steal, 3 threes. Very typical. Buzelis had 1 block and 2 threes in a 24-minute line. But Buzelis really has been surging here late. 4-game week. I mean, you obviously have Vooch, you've got White, you've got Giddey. And then, they're on teams and cooking and all that kind of stuff. But these 2 guys, mainstays in the starting 5 and just worth a look here in a 4-game week, depending on the availability of some other players.
I want to get one. I have other players, but there's one that rose to the top of my list that I really want folks to know about, and that is TJ McConnell. There is a heating up of his box score over the last couple games. Not that that's actually what I'm thinking here. About 2 weeks ago, it was kind of just the light came down and I was like, oh yeah, Tyrese Halliburton will rest the final week of the season. And TJ McConnell hasn't really done that much all season, though lately, like I said, the box score has been heating up. And he just has this, when they turn it over to TJ, as they do in the playoffs all the time, when they turn it over to TJ and they kind of make it his team, he starts going for 25 and 5 with 2 steals, solid shooting percentage, and he might even pop a 3 off in there for you. And I mean, Tyrese has been hurt all season. He's playing through it right now. It sometimes shows up when you looked at last night's game, he in the first quarter, he had practically no stats. He just kind of sat that one out. These guys are going to rest him soon. I don't know when it'll be. I think if they get one more win, and Detroit gets one more loss, or probably Milwaukee gets one more loss, it will be set in stone that they're the 4th seed. So that might be the timing on this thing. So you're going to get 2 good games out of TJ McConnell, 3 probably, and you might even shoot the moon on that thing. Other than that, I got some others, Rick, but do you have anybody that's super important for folks to look into? And mute.
Just Alex Sarr, and I feel like I've been beating the drum on him for a while. Sunday, 16, 4 and 2, a block, 2 threes. And the I don't know if he's been top 50 or top 75 over the last week or so, but I know he's a goody guy. And Washington has a 4-game week. I presume they're going to play him. They're still playing Jordan Poole, which I absolutely love. And I want Washington to get Cooper Flag over Utah, because I'm tired of Utah's tank. I think Utah's tank sucks. I think if Utah wanted to go win 45 games, they could go win 45 games. But they're in like a 3-year tank. I'm over it. Portland ended their tank. I love that. So anyway, I don't want Utah.
Well, you said Cooper Flag's name. Can we just say I've watched about 5 minutes of this guy play in my life, and I was immediately like, "Oh damn, that guy's gonna be great,
dude." He's got everything, man. He can shoot, he can defend, he's athletic, he's smart, he's competitive. He's the goods, man.
I 5 minutes and I was like ready to crown him. That's really amazing stuff. And I agree with you. Utah, they gotta stop doing that stuff. Though I don't like Washington, but that's bad, Utah. Let me toss out Donovan Clingan. I think that a lot of folks are frustrated with him, but he's actually been really good lately. Almost 10 points a game, 11.5 boards over the last 4, 3.3 combined defensive stats, 2.3 assists even. So Donovan Clingan, I think, is pretty urgently needed to be picked up by somebody.
Cool. My list is exhausted, Brew.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're ready to move on to the Monday streamers. If you got a couple more guys here.
No. We'll just shout out Keon Ellis and just move it along.
Well, I think Keon Ellis is going to come up in this segment of the show.
That's right.
As we stream for a 2-game Monday night. Again, shout out to the NBA. I hate going dark on Natty night. No NBA hoops. We just get the young fellas. Now let's do both. 2 games. Sacramento at Detroit. Could be a pretty feisty little game. Sacramento in the second of a back-to-back, and then Philly at Miami. That game most likely will not be feisty. But it's a game. We have stuff to talk about. Yay. So Brew here on Fantasy NBA Today with Rick Kamla and Aaron Bruski. We have Andre Lemouche doing a lot of stuff, and including that correcting our pronunciation of players, which he is very, very good at. Andre, love you, man. So take us into some of your streaming options here as we begin maybe championship week. Again, the right way to do it head-to-head is have last week as your championship week, but a lot of leagues, Brew, are still going right now. So let's help them out with some Monday streamers.
Yeah, I think when we're talking Detroit, Sacramento, get into the game here. When we do the betting segment, probably I think you got Dennis Schroeder and Isaiah Stewart. The Beasleys. I'm assuming somebody in your league has Malik Beasley, but it's really the Stewart, Schroeder, and maybe Tim Hardaway Jr. The hard part is that with Cade Cunningham back in the mix, you've got a lot of the oxygen sucked out of the box score. The good news is you got Jalen Duren questionable and Tobias Harris questionable. If you're looking at these streamer options, from that perspective, those guys have been key to this little, they didn't win their last game, but the fact that they didn't fall apart and they kept winning basketball games, beating Cleveland, was due in large part to guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. and Isaiah Stewart and Dennis Schroeder. So there's a lot of faith in those guys, and they're not going away. So they'll be in the action. It's just the Cade Cunningham factor is a little bit rough. I'll toss the Sacramento side over to you, sir.
All right. So we got to look at it. Obviously, you mentioned Tobias Harris questionable, Jalen Duren questionable, and you've got the toggles of Schroeder to Harris, I believe, and then Stewart to Duren. So you got to look alive on that. On the Sac side, we got to look alive here on Keegan Murray. He missed the previous game with a back injury. It created a start for Trey Lyles. I can't tell you how many times I have greenlit Trey Lyles. This weekend was not one of them, but it's a Trey Lyles game, and you pick him up, and it's like a late night goodie game, right? Sac against Golden State, 10:30 Eastern kind of thing. And I got Trey Lyles go, and he gives you 5 points, shoots 2 of 10. I mean, I'm kind of over it, but if he gets another start for Keegan Murray, maybe you guys have the cojones to go there. He's just, we all have these guys that just don't work out for us. You pick him up, he may have 15 points and 4 threes and 5 rebounds and 2 blocks. Wow, what a streamer game, right? Just doesn't work out for me. Malik Monk is probably a streamer right now. He should be. In Sunday's game against Cleveland, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 of 8 shooting, 20 minutes. Monk hates coming off the bench. I believe he's sulking and kind of pouting and not happy with his role because he's a way better player, even in limited minutes, than what he's doing right now. The shooting is awful. I think it's an attitude thing, and I'm not trying to be mean to him or disrespectful to him. It's just my view from my couch. Malik Monk is such a better player than this, and there's got to be something going on. This just isn't a slump. This is him being unhappy, in my opinion. And then Keon Ellis, terrific game Sunday, 11, 3 and 3, 2 blocks, 4 steals, 3 threes. My goodness, 9 fantasy goal digits. Yay. But tonight it's the second of a back-to-back at Detroit. But that's it, man. Keon Ellis or Monk. I would rather stream if they're both out there. I can only stream one. I'm streaming Keon Ellis because Monk's in a funk, and Ellis isn't gonna. Oh, it's second of a back-to-back. Woe is me. No, he's gonna be out there defending and upping dudes and all that Keon Ellis stuff. So Monk or Keon Ellis, if you're presented with that decision.
Oh my goodness. Sacramento basketball it was funny. I'm just sitting there, I'm working my butt off on the waiver wire, and I'm like, I do need to let the world know that this is the game Sacramento always wins. It's when they're looking terrible going into Cleveland, and this is the game and then I was like, I forgot to, and then, they actually did it. Okay, cool. There's a predictability in the weird insanity of Sacramento basketball that only a few of us know. The Keegan stuff is really interesting because he's run so many miles this season. He has done so much for this squad, and they get the back-to-back, and I almost wonder if they looked at the schedule and said, we got no chance of beating Cleveland. We need him to chase Cade Cunningham around in the winnable game, and that's probably the assignment for him here tonight. Keon will probably get plenty of time on him, but the one problem with Keon Ellis's defense is that he's a little light, and sometimes he could get pushed around as a result of that. Still, I mean, it won't happen, but he should be in Defensive Player of the Year conversations. If you watch just one Kings basketball game with him on the floor, you'll see he covers like 3 people in one play all the time. And the thing with Monk and the thing with Keon is everybody in Sacramento knows they're a better basketball team with Keon Ellis on the floor. And it's not that it's Malik Monk's fault. It's actually the management and ownership that brings in Zach LaVine, who is completely redundant and can get hot shooting tough shots, and that doesn't break anything down. It doesn't make the defense bend. It doesn't make anybody else on the team really better. But those two guys are kind of operating in the same spots on the floor. Both of them are frustrated 24/7, and they alternate bad and good games at about 2/3 bad and 1/3 good. So that's kind of your Kings update. And as they go into Detroit here, having gotten their win last night, and Detroit being pretty much hungry for a win. They could have won the last game. They got Cade Cunningham back. It was his rust game. Now this is the game where they take off and they kind of spread their wings and fly. The -7 is a terrible line. I think it's right on the dot. I'm probably not taking this game, but I thought I'd bring up the line because, we go into depth about this game so much. I'll probably just stay away from that one. If I had to pick between the two, I might pick Monk. I might pick Monk. It's a timing. It's a you've been so bad that you've got to be good now, kind of a thing. So and also I don't think Keon has a player to guard in this game if Keegan Murray plays. So you might see Keon for like 27 minutes, 24 minutes, quiet box score. Monk actually goes off, but the Kings lose.
Interesting. I like how you had that broken down, man. All right, so let's look at the Philadelphia and Miami game. I'll make this very quick. Tyler Hero and Andrew Wiggins are questionable for this game. It's a home game against Miami. We're probably going to get some rest here or another game off the court for these guys. Duncan Robinson started the last game, had 16 points and 4 threes. We all need threes, always. And so take a look at him. And then Davion Mitchell, who we talked about in the must-add player section. It is a 4-game week from Miami with a very, very attractive Monday game on a 2-game night. So I'd put Davion Mitchell. I'm looking at my whole list here. He's probably the second best streamer of all here on this light Monday night. So going to Miami, going to Philly, whatever angles you want to get into, my brother.
Yeah, no, I mean, Miami's got some interesting players. Davion Mitchell, obviously, Duncan Robinson back. I mean, he's been in and out of the lineup, and he's very banged up. Highsmith questionable. The whole team questionable. I don't think Wiggins plays in this one. Tyler and Bam, the line suggests that they're playing in this one. We'll get to the line here in a second, but this kind of like, could Kyle Anderson be valuable? Questions been bubbling up in my mind. Kind of feels like this could be a Kyle Anderson kind of a game, but the players that you said are the ones to target. And then as we get to Philly, it's just Adem Bona should not be available in any fantasy leagues. But if he is, you go stop what you're doing and pick him up. This Justin Edwards questionable is kind of staring at me, making me think, okay, if he does play, he's a little bit due. Who else? Butler. I think it could be a Butler game in this one. And I don't think Jeff Doughton's going to be playing in the first half of this week, but I do want to mention his name because I think the last 2 games of the season will be the 2 games he has left on his eligibility. I think those will be the 2 games that he goes off. Other than that, I don't think that I'm taking any chances anywhere else on the guys not named Quentin Grimes.
I agree with all that. I do. With Butler, you got to make sure he's starting. So wait, get the Sports Ethos app, put it on your phones, completely free, and then you'll be able to, at about 6 o'clock Eastern time, scroll through all the news. We put the starting lineups out there as well in the blurbs, and you'll find out Jared Butler's starting. Okay, fire him up if you need to, but if he's coming off the bench, then don't. Yabusele maybe worth a look if a lot of these other guys are maybe too brand name and not on waivers anymore. Yabu's been rolling a little bit lately.
He's out, though. He just got ruled out.
Aha. Well, then strike that. With Yabu. That makes me like Bona even more. Brew. Fire up some Bona this week, man. Saturday, he had 4 points, 10 boards, a block, and a steal. He is a defensive goody guy for sure. So, Brew, are you ready to move on to the ATS portion of the show? Or you got more here on stream?
Yeah, let's do that.
So, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I only got the Sixers here. I really think that Miami's. I mean, if you look at their game log and you go a couple weeks back, they couldn't win a game to save their life. Yes, they've had extra life breathed into them. I think that worked, and they're playing wellish. It feels like the players they like are playing and the players they don't like aren't playing. And maybe that's created some balance there. But Philly's been battling, this little scrappy team that nobody believes in. They've kind of come together and they're cohesive and they're going to play this thing like it's the Super Bowl and Miami's going to play it like it's the Philadelphia 76ers. How is Miami a 13-point favorite? I don't know, but I'm going to take the other side.
Brew is taking the Sixers plus the points. I am taking the Detroit Pistonians. Brew -7.
I love it. I wish I had the cojones.
Do I like the line? No, I don't like the line, but I'm not. Obviously, we look at the lines and stuff, but the angle to me is more important than the line.
Yep.
And we have the second of a back-to-back here, and it's been a big angle of mine. It has worked largely all year long. You got to find the right spot. And this is the right spot. And I know Keegan Murray is questionable. We got a Tobias Harris and Jalen Duren questionable situation. So I don't know. I'm just going to shoot it straight right now with what we know. I will play Detroit -7, even if Duren and Harris don't play.
I hope they don't play.
Because I believe, Brew, that there's a couple things going on here. Sack in the second of a back-to-back. Strike 1. Strike 2 is they got maybe their win of the year at Cleveland, okay? They shot the ball well. You had Levine soaring for 37 points. And so there's going to be a comeback to earth thing for Sacramento. It's just the ebb and the flow. It's the law of percentages that everything is going to drop from yesterday when they probably had their best out of the 82-game slate. So those two things. Cade Cunningham came back on Saturday, shot 9 of 25. He was rusty, all that, getting back into rhythm. Like you said, that was the rust game. This is the I'm Cade Cunningham game. So that does not work in Sacramento's favor. And that's what I got.
They probably got PTSD from the 4-point play that killed Mike Brown. They're not going to get over that.
Exactly.
They're going to just crumble.
Exactly. So Bruce got Sixers. I have Pistons here on this light 2-game night. Do you have any props, Brew?
No props. No props to give. None.
I got 2 props, Brew.
Let's hear it, Ricky. Props. And
they go in line with another one of my go-to strategies, which Steph Curry went, Kamla, you think I went under on him in the Thursday game against the Lakers. It was ballsy for sure. It was 26.5, maybe 25.5. I think 26.5. I went under. It wasn't about the line. It was because he had 50 freaking points the game before, right? With the 12 threes and the 5 steals, the best overall stat game of his regular season career. And I'm like, I fade everybody coming off active God games, including Steph. Well, Steph went off for 37 that night or whatever. And then the next game, he went off for 37 more or whatever. So maybe GOATs, like super GOATs, are immune from this. Zach LaVine is not immune from this. And Malik Beasley is not immune from this. Okay. I love Zach LaVine. I'm not banging. I'm just saying I will play and I got to look up the number here. I will play the point prop under on Zach LaVine. Why? Because it's what I do. He had 37 points in the last game.
What's the number? I'm just curious.
So guess what you think it is.
I mean, if I was making a clean number that like I thought was like right on point, I'd go like 14.
Oh no. Oh no.
What's the number?
Oh no. It's 20.5.
I know. What are you going under, right?
I'm going under. I'm doing it. I can't walk y'all down this road. And again, the angle's more important than the line. DeRozan's at 22.5. Sabonis is at 19.5. Monk's at 14.5. They got Murray at 12.5. I don't care. I just
foam at the mouth in this game.
What's that?
Detroit is foaming at the mouth in this game because they didn't get the win that they could have had
against Memphis without Ja. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they had that game. They had it, and they just kind of it was a bunch of kind of stupid stuff that teams do when their main guy comes back and he's been out for a long time. It's classic rust. They're gonna and they also, I think they still have that pissed off vibe from the Minnesota game. They haven't really had their comeuppance from that, and that's going to happen here in this game tonight.
I'm playing Zach LaVine's point prop under 20.5. I'm playing it. I thought it'd be more like 21, 22. It's not. I'm going under 20.5. And then Malik Beasley point prop over. Last game, Brew, he had 11 points on 4 of 16. He averages 16. The number's 15.5. Sacramento's not a good defensive team. And we've got the bounce back factor, which is a huge factor for me. You've got my pick for 6th man of the year, wanting to finish strong here. And so I like Malik Beasley over 15.5 points. That is all from Ricky Props. LaVine under 20.5 and Beasley over 15.5.
Let me shower some praise for that pick because you're probably going to get Keon starting. You're probably going to have the Malik Beasley minutes come opposite Keon a lot, and that's Malik Monk on the floor. That's what's my rookie's name? My rookie in Sacramento.
Devin Carter.
Thank you. Devin Carter, who for all of his defensive greatness is terrible positionally right now. He's making all sorts of mistakes out there. Malik Beasley needs one little tiny bit of airspace, and that thing's going up and it's going in. So I like your play, sir.
Coolio, man. Brew, anything you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
Get the app, send us feedback. We're making tons of investments in this platform. We want to hear what you guys would like to see. You name it, send it on over. We'll start working on it. And I could talk for approximately 2 more minutes, but I don't think Andre would be a fan of that. So I will cede the floor to you, Rick, and get us out of here.
All right. For Era Bruski, for Andre Lamouche, I am Rick Kamla. Just a couple of reminders. Go to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. The Fantasy NBA Today, and hit up our website and get a membership over there as well. low-dough, high-level content, and it will help you win. All right, we are out, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you 10 a.m. Tuesday morning with Steve Alexander, a.k.a. Dr. A. But we are out for now. Good luck this week. Close the deal on these championships, and me and Brew will see you very, very soon.